Alright guys, first step we're going to prime our lids. I'm going to use my e.l.f. Cream Shadow in Olive, and I'm going to be using this pretty spring green shade here. And just going to lightly, really trying to use it sparingly because, you know, a little bit can be great for staying power, too much can kind of mess you up. So just lightly kind of apply that all over the lid. Next step, I'm going to go for my Smashbox Eyeshadow Duo in Delightful. And this is a nice, pretty green with sort of a buttery yellow shade. This came out in the Rapture set of a bunch of duos that came out this past Christmas. So, you know, you may, if you don't have it, you may not, I'm not sure if you can get your hands on it, but this is great. But if you have something comparable, by all means, get that. But this green has some nice golden undertones. I really like it. I'm going to use my e.l.f. eyeshadow brush to pack this on all over my lid. Love, love the quality of Smashbox eyeshadows. Just fantastic in my opinion. And I'm going to work that up to my crease there. Next we want to get a wash of less of a spring green and more of a deeper olive green shade, and for that I'm going to use this Milani single in Antique Gold. And it is kind of like an old gold shade, but it does have some notes of olive in it, so this will work really nicely for this step. I'm going to use my Sonia Kashuk medium eyeshadow brush, and I'm just going to start packing this along the crease. Just like that. Kind of starting to create that outer V, but we're going to come in with a black shade in a little bit to take care of any unfinished business there. But for now you can see this is just kind of really enhancing the green we already have, just taking a different shade. And I know it's kind of a hodgepodge of shadows that I'm using for this tutorial, but I'm just so pleased with how they work together, and because of this I may do more green looks because I just love the way this look turned out. Next we're going to go for any black shade you have, shimmery, matte, it really doesn't matter. I'm going to use this Makeup Forever Diamond Shadow here, and it's a very nice sparkly black shade, and I'm going to use my fine crease brush, my Essence of Beauty crease brush, and just get a little bit on the brush. And with this we're just going to try to define our outer V a little bit better here within these nice olive shades we've got. Just deepen them up. And I really enjoy working with blacks. Sometimes you layer a black, and if it's really an opaque matte black, you know, it's just gonna look black sometimes, but it's an interesting effect you get when you go over like this spring green shade with a black that has a slight hint of shimmer to it. You know, you get that dark green shade really. So it's kind of like, you know, mixing shadows practically becomes like it would be mixing paint or something like that. So anyway, just get that outer crease as defined as you want it. And I'm going to go with it there. And then as my highlight, I'm just going to go back to my Smashbox Duo and use that buttery yellow shade. First though, I'm going to go back to the Milani Antique Gold and just sort of use that to create a border, then kind of smoothing out the black we put on there and just really, you know, fading it up to nothing. Now for that highlight shade I was talking about, just right under the brow. And there's your shadow look. For liner for this look, I'm going to be using my Revlon Colorstay eyeliner in Blackest Black. And it's just a matter of taking it from the inner corner to the outer corner here. Just making it a nice thin defined line. Now when I'm not talking, some people say they can hear my clock, which is kind of right above my desk here ticking. So I apologize if you find that annoying. I think someone said they just couldn't stand it, so you never know. I can never, you know, sometimes you think you know what people are going to say about certain videos you do, and sometimes you just cannot predict it. It's one of those things, but anyway, my apologies for the clock. I kind of need it there though, so it's probably going to stay. I'm just extending this liner out a little bit past the natural lash line. Also using black on the bottom lash line. This time it's Revlon Colorstay pencil liner in black. And just flicking it up to blend with the outer corner of the liquid liner. And then just kind of get it smudging right there in your lash line. Taking it all the way to your inner corner. Now for a little bit of a smudged out effect on the lower lash line, I'm going to take my liner brush, put it in the Milani Antique Gold, and just go over it with that. So, you know, this you can take maybe a little lower than the liner you put on, and it'll just kind of sort of soften it up, but make it a little more smoky too. Alright guys, that's the finished look, a nice olive eye utilizing several different shades of green really, and quite a few different kinds of eyeshadow too. I went ahead and put on my false eyelashes. It's the Ardell Fashion Lashes number 106, and I used on my bottom lash line, I don't usually put mascara there for fear of smudging, but I have noticed after, you know, a few times that I've done this that Too Faced Lash Injection actually works pretty well. It holds up really well if you put that on your lower lash line. So, and on my lips, I'm using a product from Max Factor. It's a long wearing lip color. This side is sort of like a neutral beige shade, and then you have this golden kind of top coat that you put over it. And it feels really good on your lips for being like a long wearing lip color, so I like that. As far as the shade, it says 80 on this side and 740 on this side. I hate that when they don't put actual names of the shade on the product, but it's the one that's kind of golden and neutral, and you'll probably, you know, you may notice that if you're out in the stores. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.